The True Path Entrepreneur Group Business Coaching Mastermind Program is open for enrollment now. Click the link that you see here to learn more all about it. And if you feel called, book a one-on-one exploratory call with me to learn how you can start and grow your transformational coaching, healing, psychedelic therapy, or spiritual business in 2025. The world needs you and your unique medicine. Don't wait another year to start getting clients and making a difference in the lives of others. The world needs you now. Fill out the application, and I look forward to speaking to you. The psychedelic revolution is here. If you want to integrate your visionary experiences into your purpose, get clear on your entrepreneurial path, and help people while you do what you love, then this podcast is for you. Welcome to The Psychedelic Entrepreneur, Medicine for These Times. I'm your host, Beth Weinstein. I'm a spiritual business coach, 3-time entrepreneur, and a lifelong student of psychedelics and sacred plant medicines. You carry your own unique medicine, and your medicine is what we need for these times. This podcast will help you to share your medicine so you can create transformation in the world. Listen in on conversations with psychedelic leaders, changemakers, and conscious entrepreneurs who are living proof that a better world is possible when you follow your heart and live in alignment with your soul. Hello there. Thank you so much for joining. By the way, please leave a review if you're enjoying this podcast. I'd greatly appreciate it. Today, I am going to be sharing a little bit about what it takes to really be an aligned, embodied entrepreneur in your truest essence and authenticity. So the other evening, I gave a workshop, and it was very interesting. I was talking a lot about being in integrity, being authentic, being your true self, sharing your voice. Someone during the workshop said, when are you getting to this? I think she said something like, when are you getting to the content? And I was like, wow, that's interesting. I had been talking about being a facilitator of plant medicine and really being in integrity. I've been talking about confidence, alignment, authenticity, sharing your authentic voice. And I think this person just wanted me to share some quick strategies like post on Instagram and get clients. So here's the truth. You can post on Instagram all day long. You can post 25 times a day. You can post on all the social media platforms. You can maybe even write, an email every day to your email list, make YouTube videos, whatever it is. But if you don't have these other deeper alignments and truths going on in your center, in your being, in your soul, in your heart, in your divine channel, posting on Instagram every single day is probably not even going to get you anywhere. Maybe it'll get you some more likes and maybe some more followers, but is it really going to make you a 6-figure business? I don't know. Is it really going to help you be able to facilitate more psychedelic sessions? That I'm really not sure about. So I'm going to share something. It was just very funny because I realized I don't serve the kind of people that just want some get-rich-quick scheme, especially. So the presentation I had done was a workshop on psychedelics and being of service in the psychedelic space. Psychedelics, more than any industry out there, more than any modality that I would say that there is, requires you to really be in the deepest soul alignment and really get out of your own way and have all these other things in place more than any marketing or traditional ways of growing a business, which I call the kind of old paradigm masculine way of growing a business. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with it. I do teach it, but I also teach the importance of having a foundation in who you be out there in the world as a leader, as a divine channel, as a space holder for people's souls and transformation. And so this is where I'm going to share my screen and show you this. This new, let's see. I had my designer, I hope you can see it. I don't know. I can't see what it looks like to me, but let's see. I'm just assuming you can see this. So I'm sharing my Mastermind webpage that, by the way, the group business coaching Mastermind program is open now. But that's not what this is about. I'm going to share what it takes inside of you, the deeper work to actually get clients and make money and grow business. It is so much more beyond just the typical masculine marketing, which, I do teach. But what this person said during my workshop really inspired me to be able to share more about this, because this is the real work. This is what will actually move the needle in your business. Whether you're new or established, it doesn't make a difference. I have seen this year after year after year, not just in my clients, but within myself and all my peers that are entrepreneurs as well. When we address these other factors of becoming an embodied, aligned entrepreneur, this is where the magic, the ease, the flow starts to happen in your business. And this is where I say, if you're not, okay, I'm going to start with showing you this. I have these 3 kind of infographics that I had complete downloads about actually a few years ago. And I finally had my designer make them this year. So it's be, do, and have. And this is how it works. It's not, having Instagram followers first and then becoming the aligned, successful entrepreneur. It's the opposite. You have to become and do the deeper work, become who it is you're stepping into, whether that's someone with 25 clients and making, $200,000 a year, or if it's someone who's just starting out. You have to become that version of yourself first on the inside, and you have to get out of your own way. What I've seen over and over and over, and you have to realize I've been coaching people for 8-9 years now, nonstop, year round. It's not like I have a client here and there. I do year-round coaching. I do not have months off without clients. And I've coached upwards of 75 to 100 clients a year. So this is what I've seen gets in people's way year after year after year. Of course, how are you going to know what to say on social media or on your website or anywhere in the world if you don't first have clarity? You do need strategy. Of course, you need some structures and systems in your business in order to be able to run them. This is another thing I see with a lot of newer entrepreneurs. They just don't have the foundation built, and I get it. They go out there just trying to get clients, but then they realize, why am I not having consistent clients? Why am I not having consistent income? Why am I so overwhelmed? It's because there's usually some level of this root chakra structures and systems and support in place. Same with the clarity. How most people struggle with what to even say on social media, or what to say out there if someone asks you to do a workshop, or what to even write on your new website, right? This is where it's important to have the clarity and the messaging. That's where the messaging comes in, through the clarity. This is root chakra, which, by the way, is all right here. The root, and then the messaging and client attraction, which is AKA the marketing. Enrollment is learning how to master enrolling someone into whatever it is you offer. And it doesn't matter if you're serving plant medicines or running a coaching program. You need to learn how to speak to someone effectively so that they trust you, they feel your energy, they know they can feel good about paying you and want to work with you. The heart chakra is where you get clients, and then it's kind of the next level from there, which we'll go into next. You need to have also be tapped into your own intuition, to your divine channel. So it's not just only the masculine structures and steps and strategies. It's really, being in tune with yourself. You have to have connection to your heart, your soul, yourself, and connection to your potential clients. If your potential clients are here and you're here, and there's a disconnect in how you communicate, what your energy is, what you stand for in the world, they're not going to want to work with you. And that's actually okay. You're not here to attract in 8 billion people. You're here to attract in the people that you're called to work with the most, the people that are meant to work with you, the people that you want to work with, and the people that want someone like you, That's where the connection matters. You also have to have confidence. Yes, let's get real. People are not confident all the time, but this is why when you have the support and all these pieces in play, you start to feel more confident. You really start to believe in yourself more. And if you struggle with that, I highly recommend you look into my offerings when it comes to booking a one-on-one session to do some subconscious reprogramming work. Usually when people are in self-doubt, lack of confidence, not believing in themselves, there's a much deeper wounding running beneath the surface. Most of it is ingrained into our being since, our early years of life on Earth, and sometimes even beyond that. This can be, just caused and everybody has it. Let's get real. This can be from your upbringing, and it can also be deeply ingrained into the cellular memory of your epigenetics. So there's a lot of reprogramming work that we can do that helps this. And this is what I do in the Mastermind program. You actually get one-on-one calls with me to help clear these. It's not about getting rid of them, but it's about creating space. When you do the reprogramming, they're not in the way anymore. It's like they kind of just get put aside and creates space for you to become more of the channel that you are. Presence is important. If you are completely caught up in the future of where your business is going and what you're doing, and as if it's going to work and what's it going to look like in 2 years from now, you're not going to actually be engaged and present in what you're doing. And so this is where it actually is. For those that have attended my workshops over the years, it is a practice of presence all the time. The more you can actually be in the present moment and stop getting caught up in the future or getting upset over something that didn't work in the past, the better your business will be and the better you will be as a leader and a channel of service to help others. Service. Do I really need to explain this? If you are called to the path of being a coach, a healer, someone to help in the psychedelic realm, a therapist, somebody who's maybe a body worker or an acupuncturist who's making a move into adding groups or coaching or psychedelic work, you are here to be of service. And this is one of the framework pieces of becoming the aligned entrepreneur that is most important. Leadership. And here's the thing, not everybody needs to be a gigantic leader with a huge following, but it's really about who you be as a leader. Leadership isn't just about the number of followers you have on Instagram. That's not what a true leader is. By the way, I know people very well who proclaim to be big leaders, and they are actually really poor at leading when it comes down to how they show up in the world beyond social media. And I know this because I've done collaborations with them. And they tend to get actually the opposite of leadership. They get very selfish and think only about themselves and don't even see the bigger picture, which is about serving other human beings and making a difference on the earth. They're all about themselves, and that's not what leadership is. That's actually, we can all call that narcissism. It's not really narcissism, but it's just ego-centered business. And it's unfortunate because I see this actually in a lot of people that call themselves leaders. It's sad, especially, in the psychedelic space. People go around touting themselves as big psychedelic leaders, but are they really leading more than just showing up on social media? I don't know. So leadership is about how you lead yourself and those that you're leading around you. It could be just as simple as leading your clients, leading in your community, just showing up in your truth as a channel for change. That's what I see leadership as. It's not about the number of followers you have. It's about who you be and being able to share your authenticity out there in the world, especially in this kind of realm, in the psychedelic space. There's no room for you being like just a crock of poop. Anyways, you know what I mean. Okay. Communication. This a lot of people struggle with, and I get it. I struggled with it for so long, but this is something I teach inside of my mastermind. It's not just about what to say and how to say it. It's who you be, and this really clearing what's in the way of you sharing your voice out there. And again, this doesn't have to mean sharing your voice with thousands of people. It could just be sharing your voice with one person at a time. But really, if you don't know what to say and how to communicate what you're standing for in your business and your way of being of service, then how is anyone going to be attracted to want to work with you if they can't even understand what you stand for and how you help people? So there's many layers of communication. It's learning the effective messaging, how to explain what your business is and how it helps people and what the benefits are. But it's also about who you be. What are your values? What is your position in your business? What do you want to see change in the world? And how do you show up in communication? Do you show up in fear, or do you show up taking a greater stand for the big change you want to see, for your clients and the difference you want to make in their lives? I always share this very publicly. I don't actually enjoy making videos and doing reels and, sometimes like podcasts, like I like it, but sometimes I'm like, I wish I didn't, sometimes I wish I didn't have to do it. But, well, I don't have to do anything actually. But the only reason I do it is because I am taking a stand for the people that I'm trying to help and the change I want to see on the earth. So I use that as the fuel for getting out of my fears and my doubts and my lack of confidence on video. And what I do is I put my ego aside and I do it for the people I'm here to help. That's it. So you will learn this inside of the mastermind, how to feel good about sharing yourself. Integration. This is not just psychedelic integration. It's about how are you an integrated human being? You might be out there doing all these things. Maybe it's psychedelics. Maybe it's going on the next, big peak experience or retreat or, some training. But are you actually integrating it and helping people? Are you integrating it into your being and then sharing it as your unique medicine? Integration is not just psychedelic integration. I hope you know that by now. So we do lots of integration work. And if you have something that comes up, it has to be seen and brought to the light and integrated into your being. If you just continually pretend that something that's running beneath the show or, beneath the surface is, something you don't want to deal with, it is not integrated and it will keep getting in the way of what you want over and over and over and over. Mindset. This is, again, a huge part of what we do in the Mastermind program. If there's something in the way around money, receiving, worthiness, feeling like an imposter, it's time to handle that. And that is a huge part of what we do inside of the Mastermind because, like I said, you could have all the marketing strategies in the world, but if you don't even believe in yourself or you feel like a constant imposter, then how is that going to attract in anyone? Everybody is going to feel that energy. So this is where it's important to work with a coach like me who has been trained in very effective modalities for helping shift those beliefs into, it's basically clearing the space for your higher self to come out so you can actually believe in who you truly are versus being programmed to believe that you're an imposter or that you're never good enough or you're never perfect enough. We need to do the unraveling of the layers of programming in order to become an open and clear channel of service. Authenticity. I don't need to say this enough. We are in the world of so much BS, fake AI content coming online. And guess what? People feel energy more and more than ever, especially people in the psychedelic space or in the healing and transformational space. Your potential clients are going to feel it if it's 100% AI BS. So please, this is actually a call to become more authentically you than ever. And this is what we do inside of the Mastermind program. Energy. Yes, it's kind of all intertwined here. You have to be in the right energy. And yes, you're going to have days where your energy's off. I do. We all do. It's called being human. But, if you're looking to sell something and make have a business that truly supports you and make good money, you can't be in this off energy. You can't be in the lower vibration of, never feeling good enough or getting angry at, why isn't someone buying this? Or I'm posting on Instagram and this isn't working. I've seen everything. And so it is important to really learn how to master your own energy and be able to radiate your energy out there to then easily attract people in. You can see that I'm not just teaching energy. I'm also teaching the masculine steps and strategies and structures too. It takes both. Embodiment. So all of this together leads to embodiment and bringing it into your being and knowing that you are actually here as an embodied entrepreneur. You're not just coming at this from the mind or trying to think your way to results or think your way to clarity. It's about really having a visceral experience and feeling it, and then knowing in your cells that you are here to do this, that you have this medicine to share. And that's where embodiment starts, that you bring it out to the world. And this is also the same thing as purpose. It's like the embodied purpose, to know that you are actually living your soul's purpose. When you do that, everything becomes easier. And if you don't know your soul's purpose, that's okay. We start to tackle this in step number 1. And the reality is there is nowhere to get to when it comes to purpose. Your purpose will always be changing. Purpose always changes. It's not like, oh, my purpose is this for the rest of my entire life. As you evolve as a human being, your purpose will always be evolving and growing and shifting and changing. So remember, there's nowhere to get to, but it's about having some kind of purpose, a beacon, something that's guiding you in the present moment. Okay, I'm going to quickly go over these because that was just a lot, but as I had mentioned, we have to start at the root foundation, and each one of these, just like all ancient wisdom, when you clear the chakras, it opens up the next. And this is the work that we do. So the very first steps that we will do inside of the Mastermind program is getting to the roots first. Structure, support, systems, messaging, clarity. Clarity is the root chakra. When you have all these, then I guide you into the messaging and attraction and what you do with that messaging. So in the root chakra, you will have your messaging. You will know what to say. You will know how to explain what your business is and how to share yourself. Then you learn the practicals of, okay, well, how do I start attracting in clients? Guess what? There's no one secret formula. There's many different ways. So what I do is I teach all the different ways, from the easiest, fastest way to get clients first to then some other ways that are a little slower, but maybe they're more aligned with you. I teach all the different ways because I want my clients to be empowered. I want you to be empowered to feel like which one of these sounds like what you want to be doing. And yes, it will require getting out of your comfort zone because it always does. But it's not about having a coach force you to do some weird strategy that doesn't feel good to you. Because if it doesn't feel good, and yes, it's going to be out of the comfort zone, but still feel good and exciting. But if it doesn't feel good and it doesn't get you excited, then you're not going to want to do it. And you're not going to want to move forward with your business. And I've seen plenty of coaches, and I know because I've actually had one, that drilled only one strategy into us. But that strategy doesn't work for everybody because we're all different. We all have different designs and blueprints. If anyone knows anything about human design, G-keys, astrology, we are just made differently. So the way I teach is here are all the ways, and I empower you to really know which way works best for you. And then I'm there guiding you to make it effective. So it's not about just cookie cutter formulas. That's not how this works. It's about being in alignment with your essence, your soul, like being that clear channel. And when you are that clear channel, things start to take off so much easier. This is where the next steps come in. I do teach you how to effectively enroll people because you can have all these pieces in place. And if you don't know how to actually speak to someone and have this conversation with them that has them either say yes or no to your offerings, then you're never going to get people to say yes. Clients is at the heart chakra, obviously. That's where the money is as well. Then we go into deeper levels of expression. How do you stand out in the world as a leader, in your deepest expression, get out of your way, get past any fears, and really get more into the deeper alignment of your authenticity. Of course, throughout the entire way, you will be mastering your mindset because each step of the way, something is bound to come up. This is how it works. This is what the integration is. This is what the subconscious reprogramming is. We do this throughout the entire program. And you will see as you chip away and create more space, okay, this programming, this belief system, these subconscious limiting beliefs that were running in the background, when they get pulled out of the way, cleansed, cleared, limpia, cura, sana, you will have space in your divine channel to become your truest self, to then be confident and put yourself out there. And that is where things get easy. And this is why I call it aligned entrepreneur. It's that deepest connection in the ancient wisdom traditions. It's the crown chakra, opening up to complete oneness with source. Some of us have had these experiences with medicines, right? Or with meditations or Kundalini activations, whatever it is. But when you have this is all metaphorical, obviously, but when you're in this state and you're finally in that alignment, this is what you have. Remember, be, do, have. You can then have this divine abundance that seems like, wow, I'm getting clients out of nowhere. Money is coming to me out of nowhere. I see this constantly with people. It gets weird. It gets scary and freaky sometimes for my clients, where they're like, wow, I just signed a $10,000 client and I don't even know where she came from, or I just came back from vacation and just made a couple, follow-ups with people, and next thing you know, someone signed up for $4,000. No social media, no email marketing, no doing a workshop, nothing other than just, all of these pieces in place. It happens to my clients constantly. It happens to me constantly. And this is what I want for you. It's not about pretending that you can't do any of the kind of, masculine, earth-based, social media, email, marketing, etc. It just means when you have all these pieces aligned, when you have them all in place, when you've done the work inside of the Mastermind program to get into this deeper alignment, everything becomes easier. I mean, I wish I should just do a whole episode on the crazy stories I have with clients. Like, I've seen the weirdest things manifest. And by the way, not just business, not just clients, and not just money. I've seen people, get offered opportunities, houses come in. Like, I've had numerous clients buy houses where they're like, we didn't even think we could do this. And then this one situation showed up. People fall in love, people, meeting people. Just things start to show up easier. Things happen at their jobs. Maybe their jobs even lay them off, or maybe their jobs then ask them to do something else. I've seen everything always in the positive direction of what the universe wants for you. It constantly happens. I mean, year after year after year, I have the craziest stories with clients where I'm like, you just can't make this stuff up sometimes. People actually will literally be telling stories of how they got handed money. How do you explain that? It's really, but I believe when you're really in tune with your soul and you have these pieces in place and you get out of your way and you have the support and you have this community and a coach holding you to step into that higher version of yourself. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I'm using my hands. When your coach and your community is holding you, you're here now, but we are holding you to be here in this energy, in this ceremonial container. That's how I see this, by the way. I don't call it a ceremony, but it is a ceremonial container throughout the Mastermind program. You are held to then go to that place where you're heading to a lot quicker, a lot easier, with more fun, and in community. So thank you for being here and listening to me. I am so honored that you took the time to stay on and learn what it's like to be an aligned entrepreneur and an aligned psychedelic pioneer. If you have any questions, I am an open book. You can always just shoot me an email or a direct message on any of my social media platforms. And I don't even care if you work with me or join my mastermind or not. What I do care about is that you get help, especially this year. I mean, this is the time, you guys. It's, for any of you that are actually sitting here going, gosh, I really wanted to grow my business and now it's not really going anywhere and I'm struggling and it's up and down. Just get support somehow. I mean, I do offer some other options that are not the mastermind, but the mastermind is the one for those of you that are actually serious about having a business that actually supports you by the end of the 1 year from the day we start. You will see, you will know, like, oh, wow, I'm actually doing it. It's real. And now all you have to do after the mastermind ends is do it over and over and over and over And it just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. So whether it's with me or anyone else, think of any investment into your business with a business coach or a group mastermind program as an investment into your entire future. It's not just an investment into this 1 year. It's an investment into where you're going to be, years and years and years. So this is another example I give a lot. If you invest $10,000 and then you make $20,000 from it, isn't that a good investment? Yes, it is. It's not a lot of money, but it's a good investment because you not only made your money back, but then you earn an extra 10 grand on top of the 10 that you invested. So let's say you invest $10,000, but you earn $50,000. And then you earn $90,000, and then you earn $150,000, and then you earn $175,000, and then the next year it's $225,000. From everything that you learned from that one investment, wouldn't that be a good investment? That's how I want you to think of business. This is how entrepreneurs think. I get scared every time I invest into myself and my business, and every time I do, I know it's the right thing, and then it always pays for itself. And not just pays for itself break even, it's always like 10 times, 20 times, 50 times. Please reach out if you need some support from me or anyone else, or if you don't like me as a business coach and you want other recommendations, I'm happy to give them to you. That is how strongly I feel. I am happy to recommend friends of mine and other business coaches that I know out there. It's not about me, it's about you, and it's about the world that I want to see, that I know you want to see, and the change that we are here to create, the transformation in people's lives. Thank you so much. Lots of love to you. See you next week. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you're feeling inspired, I'd appreciate it if you showed your love with a review. And check out my YouTube channel where you can find the video version of this podcast. You can also head to bethaweinstein.com to learn more about me and grab my free business growth trainings. Remember, you carry your own unique medicine, and your medicine is what we need for these times.